Hello and welcome to the first video of my vlog series on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. I will be trying to provide you with information on how to craft jewelry, steps on, you'll see videos. I already posted a few as a trial, short ones. However, this first video is going to be dedicated to something that I believe is very important because there is a lot of misconceptions that unfortunately might put clients or consumers in a situation where they might not feel the thing that happened to them was just. So I will go through the very first important things to know about the world of jewelry. Okay, jewelry making generally falls under two categories, that of fine jewelry and custom jewelry. Not custom made. Custom made means that the jewelry was made on purpose for you, but custom jewelry. Okay. Fine jewelry is generally made, what we usually know of is gold and silver, but there are two precious metals, which are the palladium and the platinum. I will not be speaking a lot about them because I haven't really worked with them. I know they exist, I know it's possible to work with them as well, but I don't use them for now. Those are the fine jewelry. Now, there is no category on the face of this earth that is called semi or demi-fine jewelry. Okay, demi-fine does not exist. It's either fine jewelry or it's custom jewelry. Custom jewelry then falls under the category of any other kind of jewelry that is crafted out there, where you might have beads involved, copper wires. I'm thinking of all aluminium, stainless steel, brass, polymer clay. These are all jewelry, cloth. These are all jewelry. Nice jewelry as well. I used to do a lot of polymer clay myself. I used to work with brass. I did some aluminium wiring as well. So it's a different kind of jewelry, but it's important to know the difference between the two. When it comes to fine jewelry, most of the time we're talking about precious metals that have a cost that nowadays it's increasing. Okay, just to give you an example, 5 years ago, a kilo of silver would have been around €400. Today, a kilo of silver is 1,000 approximately, almost there, or if it didn't pass today, it will soon, because it's increasing by the minute. Okay, there would be drops. I'm not an economist and I don't know how these things work, but you can see graphs online. So far, so good. Ways of knowing what your silver items or gold items or fine jewelry items are is through what we call the hallmark. The hallmark is generally a set of 3-digit numbers. In Malta, we always go for the 3-digit numbers, usually items that are 18K or 14K. Could be from the UK, but mostly they come from other countries as well, such as China, Indonesia, etc. Not every country hallmark is the same, so there could be, okay, this is just generic, but we have what we call this finesse number. Okay, finesse numbers differs whether it's for silver, it's for gold, whether it's 18 karat, 14 karat, 12 karat, 10 karat, etc. I will list as well in the description each carat what finesse number it should have. Okay, when it comes to the 3 digits, it has a word. It's just not coming, but it will come. No problem. I will list in the description below. Apart from the finesse number, which is usually when you buy something, they tell you, oh yes, it's silver, it has 925, for example, imprinted on it. Apart from that, we as consumers should be on the lookout for other marks which indicate the maker's mark, or at least the place of origin of the item. Let me give you an example. Mela, in Malta, we have the law, which I will also be putting in the description of the video. We have the law which protects gold and silversmiths, but I believe it also protects clients. It's a protection for clients and consumers as well, and I'll explain how. Actual local goldsmiths and silversmiths, we have our own 3-lettered hallmark. Okay, we call it the maker's mark. My maker's mark is ABK. It stands for Angela, Ben and Clara, my children, and also for always be kind. which I try to do. Okay, not always we manage to do it, but anyway. But I have that as my imprint. I will explain why I feel safe to give you my hallmark, okay? Because there's a reason why I'm saying it out loud. First of all, it's on the items I produced, so it's there. But I will explain to details further soon why I feel safe saying it. Saying it to you. So far so good. So we have that. So let's say I have an item I produced, I gave it to Chiku to sell it for me, like resale. If that item goes to Chika, then this person, if in the future something happens and the product is seen that it's not the real value of the finesse indicated, so instead of 9 to 5 it's 918, okay, then I can be found, I can be traced, because those 3 letters are registered at the Consul of Malta. Okay, so in Malta that is the hallmark, 3 letters, 3 numbers. In other countries it's not the same. There are countries that would have stars involved in their hallmarking. Usually those are countries related to Indonesia and India. But then there are also countries like the UK where they have the SA office, and it is practice, it's how it should be, that silver items produced in the UK should go to the SA office and have the hallmark of the SA office on it. The SA office hallmark, there is a small line, you can see it online as well, but I'll try to find it and I'll link it as well below for you to know. And so when you're buying items from the UK, for example, then you can actually ask if there is this hallmark on it as well. I will explain how this can be done, alright? In the case of items that do not have the maker's mark or an indication of where it was produced, it's very difficult to link it to someone, which brings about another issue. Let me give you an example, okay? Some weeks ago I had a client, she had bought a ring, it wasn't of sentimental value, but it was marked 9 to 5. This ring, she told me that in around a couple of months, let's say a year, okay, it started to tarnish, but the tarnishing wasn't, when I saw it at least, it wasn't the normal tarnishing that happens maybe to silver when it's left in a drawer and it's forgotten, you know. It was different, and I asked her if the item had a sentimental value for her, and she said no. And I told her, listen, there are 2 things we can do. I can either try to polish it, but I'm afraid, because I had the inkling that in reality the item was not 9 to 5. I told her what we can do is, I actually saw through the ring, okay, we sort of create this detached area where we can actually look on the inside, and on the inside the core of the ring was actually either copper or brass or a mix of both metals or another metal. I didn't check. Why am I saying this? The client told me, shall I go to the place where I bought? And I told her, if you want to, yes, by all means. However, obviously, the person from where she bought it, could have easily said, listen, that is not my product, because it doesn't have any way of sort of indicating that it's mine. You could have bought it online. Today there are many similar products that are mass produced and resold everywhere. It is the world we're living in, okay? It's a free market, which is alright, which is fine. I don't have a problem with a free market, because it keeps us makers on our tiptoes. And I think that it creates a very good competition. But I think then this unfairness produces a certain level of distrust in the industry as well, in a way. So knowing what to expect or what to ask for is a way for us as consumers, because I am a consumer too. I don't only do my jewelry, I buy sometimes even as gifts from other makers or other places, and we go from there, sort of what are the things that we need to be on the lookout for. Now you tell me, okay, I'm going to buy something which is online. fine, by all means. Today that's the world we're living in. Buying online is okay. You can always ask for the person you're buying it from to send you a photo of the product with the hallmark that is indicated on it, that is marked on it. This can be easily be done. There are no excuses. The person who's selling you the product can take a photo with a zoom camera, the micro camera, and have the hallmark there. Send it to you and you have it. Why is this a good thing, maybe a good practice to start doing as well? Let's say 3 years down the line, you realize that the item did not have the maker's mark, or it had another mark, which is not the typical maker's mark locally, and it starts to tarnish, and same happens as this client. You would have a photo of that person sending you the screenshot or the photo, whatever, of that product. Okay, so it is a way to better protect. If it's 9 to 5 only, it's very difficult to say, okay, it's definitely yours, I definitely bought it from here. But if it has a mark, any other mark, laser produced, imprinted, it doesn't really matter. You have proof that that item was bought from that entity, person, company, whatever. So these are ways of protecting, all right? I feel a lot the need to talk about this kind of protection, because along the way, since I started working with people and meeting people through markets, I have realized how much misinformation is out there. Now, the good idea, I don't know if I have shown you, but this is my hallmark, for example. Okay, I have my letters, and this is what I use to hallmark. Yes, I didn't show you. Why I feel safe telling you it's ABK? Because in Malta, everyone, sorry for the sound, there's a siren passing, every person who is a silversmither and who does jewellery and imprints jewellery, a copy of this actual hallmark is imprinted at the Malta's SA's office, the consul's office, okay? So if I have 3 of these, I have to give a copy, a hallmark, an actual hallmark. I'll show you photos of when I went to take this to the consul's office and actually have mine imprinted. It was a very lovely day, because you know, when you have something that you can actually sign, the jewelry that you make yourself, and you can say out there, yes, that's mine. You know, it's a beautiful feeling. It's like when you're signing a painting at the end of the day. And I feel safe because it's so small. Okay, so if anyone was to make a copy of this, it's practically impossible to get the same depth, the same height, the same width of the hallmark and be identical. So if someone creates an ABK hallmark and starts imprinting, and they go to the consul and they end up in the consul's office, he would know that they are not mine. Okay, I can tell him, listen, that is not my hallmark, it's just my letters, but it's not my hallmark. In Malta, every person who silversmiths or goldsmiths, we have our own special letters. Yes, these letters are special because they mean something to that person who chose those letters, okay? As I told you before, in my case, it's my kids. Part of the reason why I started this journey as well, but that's for another video. So yes, each time you're buying online, or if you go to a shop where they're selling silver and gold, my mobile on micro camera and scan it. You can take a photo. It shouldn't be a problem. You're not breaking any laws or any rules. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's for your protection. Obviously, if you're taking photos, take photos of the items that you bought or you're buying, so you keep that as a reference. Online, ask the person who is selling you the product, saying that it is silver or gold or an other precious metal, to send you a photo of the hallmark. It is a way, in my opinion, a very simple way of protecting yourself. Okay, so far we're okay. Now, another thing that can help us protect ourselves is actually what there is available information online. And by this I mean, in Malta, you go through the MCCAA's office. The MCCAA's office, they have a website. I will link it as well here. There is a link, and on the link there is a PDF, and this PDF has a list on it of people who either craft silver, craft or sell, or just sell. So people who are not doing, but they're buying to resell, okay? These people are listed. Obviously, I'm one of them because I am registered. It's a way, again, of protecting ourselves from people who are just buying and reselling and maybe do some alterations to the product and then selling it as it is, as it's stated. The finesse, I mean, sorry, I got lost for a moment. So yeah, this is I think, a very crucial step when we're delving into the world of jewelry. Knowing, because I was fooled maybe some years ago, yes, I was, and not knowing helped me to think about what are the things that I need to be on the lookout for. Again, meeting with clients in markets, etc., etc. This is a very important thing. Knowing who made your product is a crucial part of the whole scenario. Adding to that, let's say you have this now heirloom that you want to pass on to your children, and in the future maybe the kids want to actually melt it down and recreate something that is more to their taste, but something different that would still have the metal, maybe the stones that were in that ring or pendant, but create something new out of it. My personal opinion is, as a silversmither, if I were to get 9 to 5, 18 karat, 14 karat, whatever metal it is, if I am not sure that there is a hallmark that is readable, a maker's mark that is not readable, I would question whether to accept melting that gold or silver and remaking something out of it. And the reason is simple. In the case of, like, the woman that I explained, it was not 9 to 5, okay, but it was just plated, electroplated or gold filled. If I were to melt that product, okay, let's say out of 5 items that this client had, only one was a mix of metals, which isn't 18 solid, for example. That means that whole batch, if I decide to put all the 18 karat all together, okay, to keep the level of 18 karat, it means that whole batch is now no longer 18 karat. It changed finesse. And if I were to take responsibility to hallmark on it and say that is 18 karat, okay, then I would be having a problem in the future, because obviously I am not hallmarking correctly, okay. So for me, having a hallmark with a maker's mark is very important. I will also put a snippet of a video of sort of when I'm cleaning or when I'm polishing, when I'm looking for hallmarks, actually what I look out for, okay. So yeah, I think that is important to know. I hope you find these videos. This is the first one, but I hope you find these videos helpful. Feel free to ask questions, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and I hope that from this small project of mine, we learn together as well. So any questions that you have that I might not be able to answer, I will redirect them to the people who are responsible and maybe know, and I will then obviously give you the feedback back. That is the way, and that is why this vlog started, and I think it's a very important and crucial thing. So thank you for watching, thank you for staying with me for the whole almost 20 minutes, and see you soon. Bye.